Central Admin and Nerve Suspense Air Unit report 06/07/2004. 98% of the UK don't know who you work for. You work for who they newly tackle jobs, string up like tournament bunting across the drinks aisle. Work for, they give back, pushing out, and take pushing out. Do not always be afraid to be exact. The air twangs is to be expected, and one thing can be slashed by 20%. Another outcome you do not completely despise is possible. This statement reserve basin is a holding tank, you flying over disowned like an excluded youth branded smile pink. The sky depreciates tough luck attitude over smashed teen gangs. Empower them by the trolley bay on a freezing cold gravel airstrip in the high Arctic. Later, bucking up, you outline the uniform interests of yobs. Tell me of your satellite brooch. Whip caught on mill pond revenue branches, flay the ground, salted fields splashing, and buy a couple, then utterly foxed. The war paint of the Venezuelan middle class is toothpaste, supposed to dim or affect tear gas. The 8-hour hen looks sharp, and the cap down a market poker, in this case too non-contributory. Expect this increase, filter what's competitive up with your gullet locked to a cut-rate trunk, gets really distinctive. So against him should all be dropped, present and now triumph. Soapy knots lash out on breaded meat. Pick up a mouse, locked out, of which smash open this polish wide buck, we fought and won. Non-ascendant, and you diagnose card misuse, the Asbo acquisition blowdown unreturned inside large unwieldy police biscuit, dole out free, the milk sauna steamed and falls in. Drill holes in the plexiglass hatch are get served and steel non-ascendancy wires on. He was wall sorting, or by food thrives get 750 square feet or 2,000 square feet, and we ameliorate 13 spa snap up. And is this stored, inconvenient opposition imagined, rhetorical, or properly worth postponing? Look, the storage heater is brick full, and the fever of human need viewed abstractly and with you pack in resources for a journey of hope, and partial equity cannot be postponed and can't turn the heat up, yet the utility invoice still backs up and clears you out. Can we feign surprise when business is the thermostat that you have a woolly hat pulled down and a cosy stock like toast, your little eyes peek out, and the overdue surplus will not ignite, and exactly which postponement do you regret? You took the heat off, ball and eye sewn in and no rebate. What runs through the trading surplus like a negative charge is a mild rasher prick to the board, no heat and some purely medicinal yellow light fizz. This absolutely pure rhetoric best place can light up you as you buckle in, skim over the multiple bottom lines, and electric endless budding necessary beef snapper, i.e. 1 month plus 2 months plus 3 months, etc., which equals 78. You resist any hemorrhage of member democracy to an abstract public interest, and at the risk of making ownership a contract mirage. The oppositional buzz flicked on trills to a closed circuit, and the drawn against give something back settlement date is deferred by 2 months. Order allow providers cover involved setting, which normally back off, hold, drop out, agreement of articulated needs, slurry. The +2 is a 2 charge, flip, ban, flop, exclusion deposit envelope, got mellow birds where M equals the total stall under agreement of not let due calc by number less due under a ridge less number actually less, rebate 2 months. The principal deviations to be resisted are hot and cold running electricity. I'll explain why. Bill runs to you shiver. Fairly exhibited together. Subsequently we win through. Mustards stick around, except then clear the table, strike out on a lotto run like the last freely enjoying bandage, tranquilized, gut it. You partially glint with splendour, and the unpaids likewise bounce, not to be drawn against, sound health unclear, to bash out a parish vaccine, only you bail out, ski lift of blazing deliverance into the sinking fund. So your duty increased, licences progressively withdrawn, hauled off, drawn against, give something back, the community, bellicose and riven, united, zealous only in systematic opposition to their employers, the feeling is mutual and fair-minded, betting to rack up, as in a pool bracket, the share costing that publicly wrongs in as few words possible to triple and to 1,700,000 by 1900, then enmeshed deeply in supply chain's ineffable American wheat demand, buy everything, splash up your own fleet, a small band of oatmeal doles out unstoppable. By 1863, you are a coal distribution, and widely and more prosperous wake, you can have new demands, seize your invincible loss protection. Against maintained in idleness break, put a new trim on the after-call work, lunch bonus, while your cancelled direct debits, if requisite, canals pop out, click into available, induce to avail yourself of public works, if requisite, naval materials, go whistle, the means of temporary existence pre-packed you hand down like moral inheritance tax. The portion clipped is a poodle cut from your commission rubric, no, or rather your withdrawals eat out the predatory heart, bequeathed, cord, nailed up, bad debt skimmed. Intransigent, grounded rock and ice well up, are the English character remodelled, taxed away the account conduct error, settled up, then placed under care. The stranger commenced his task. Adverse bureau. You may came on, think, born yesterday, ameliorated gladly the undeviating kindness of choice, met with gay charity, your head diversified, superannuated the sales icon out to locally sourced organic pasture competition. Clay debits wheel over the character dump, like the cyclonic cleaner you demanded in more affluent times, pick them off. Choose the principal gut-wrenching outgoing and pull. Child labour routes hold fast, obdurate rock and ice boil over. It is the habit of honest industry, with 75% of spontaneous food purchase traced in nagging, the remainder to rock and ice in policy smoothie, and not one evil ensues. Will it, against the judgery of everyday rival chains, still admit the fair field milked like cereal, and the evil become greatly diminished, scale it down? But wait, it gets better. Can you blame them, the directors, quizzed on non-ascendancy when class action looks a problem? You drew icing on the rock cornet, stick a flake in. Built on Whisker's elevation stilts, you come to expect the squeeze, falls out the printed sky statement of it. 1816, from the top, hand it to him. The undertaking replete with difficulties, and only can be overcome by a few individuals what occasion mankind to pay off, surrounded by circumstances, stubs which inevitably they loan agreement, character form as they afterwards meet, deem it a duty and a right to punish even unto death, firmly established, walk off.